Hi, I wanted to show you today some work that you can do with the various soft balls that we have at the studio. So these are a bit of a cheaper option. These are the spiky balls. They're quite soft. So often I hear clients talking about stuff they've got on Amazon and they're really hard and spiky, and that's not going to work for this. These are definitely soft, so we're going to lay on them. Your other option, they're a little bit more expensive, are these wonderful Franklin balls with these little circles in them that kind of act a bit like acupressure. So they work really well too. So either one of those is absolutely fine. And we're going to have a look at some psoas release today. So what you can do is just grab one of the balls, this one here will be fine, and then you can place the ball kind of somewhere between the belly button and the hips, so somewhere around here, and you'll normally feel where it is because it can often be really tight from sitting down all day. And when you find that spot, I want you to just lie down on it and just feel yourself melting onto the ball. Maybe you could imagine that the ball is warm and your hip is made out of something that melts, and it's just going to melt through you, almost like the warm ball can just melt through your lovely melty hip. You're going to use some lovely long soft breaths just to feel all of that tissue give. Let the head relax. I haven't got mine relaxed because I'm talking to you. And when you're ready, you're going to allow the heel to come up towards the bum. You're probably going to feel that the hip wants to move away from the ball, and instead I want you to use an exhale and encourage more of your hip to melt, and then releasing it back down. And again, releasing it back down. It might be a little bit sore. You definitely want to feel like it's a sensation of pain leaving the body in a similar way to a massage is. And you're probably looking for, 10 to 15 times. Listen to your body. It's going to tell you what it wants. When you've done that, take the ball out and just have a moment laying down. Notice that hip compared to the other. Hopefully you can feel a difference. And you're going to do the other side. Again, find that little spot. Spend a bit of time allowing the tissue to feel like it's going to melt. One side might feel very different from the other. That's okay. Again, remember this ball is warm, your body is made out of something that melts, and just encourage the tissue just to soften and melt like chocolate melting around a mould, so that you start to feel that chocolate soften and go shiny, and the ball just feeling like it can come through you. When you found that point, you can then invite the heel up and encourage more of your chocolate to melt over this warm ball. And again, you might feel like you need to do a few more on this side, you might feel like you need to do a few less, you might feel like you want to just hold it when you bring the heel in. It doesn't really matter. And then just taking the ball out, and again noticing how that feels. It's a really lovely feeling. The other option you can do to kind of help release the psoas is grabbing a couple of balls, put them underneath the pelvis. Let the pelvis just gently rock back so that you can bring the knees in, and you're going to bring your hands onto one of the knees just for a bit of support really. The other leg is just going to go up and down. You could imagine that you're just dipping your foot into a pool beneath you. Just the toe. And you're going to feel that there's length through here. You might hear some clunking. That's kind of okay as long as it's not sore. Then you can extend the leg. Reach the leg as far away from you as you can, and then bringing it back in. So you can extend, reach, and then drag the leg back in. And again, just noticing the length that you're creating in the front of you. Then you can switch and do the other side. So this leg goes in. Start with just the dipping. So all that I'm moving is my thigh bone and my hip. Pelvis is staying nice and quiet. And then I can extend the leg, reach it away, drag it back in. And often you might hear your psoas clunk. This is a really good one to start opening up through there. And then you can take it out, just lay both your legs down long, have a little moment just to check in with how that feels. And it's just a really nice couple couple of exercises you can do using any of these soft balls. It just tends to counteract when we sit a lot all day, which most of us tend to do. We get really short in our hip flexors, and then when we want to stand upright, we're asking them to lengthen, which if they can't do that, they pull the pelvis forward, which isn't really great and kind of starts to pull on the back a little bit. So hopefully that can help create some space in the front of your hips.